My name's David Crichton. I'm 40, live just outside Aberdeen, and we've got two little boys, Jamie and Ben. Had Jamie, then we got married a couple of years later in Italy, then decided we were going to expand our family and had Ben. And really it was great, we were really settled, and our life really revolved around taking Jamie to his clubs, bringing up Ben as a little boy, and really just fitting in work around family life. In 2019, my wife Jodie was diagnosed with bowel cancer, and unfortunately there was a secondary cancer to go along with that as well. The cancer diagnosis that Jodie got was just an unbelievable shock. She was fit and healthy, 38-year-old woman. The cancer was so aggressive that there was very little chance for her to recover and really regain any strength. Between the day of her diagnosis and the day that she passed away was only 53 days. So to even begin to try and, come to terms with that in such a short space of time was really difficult. That time where she was in the hospital, particularly when she was in the ward where she was getting her chemo, it was just a whirlwind. Trying to be there as much as possible for her, but also look after two boys. Her family were obviously through, and they spent a huge amount of time with her. My mum did a huge amount of work looking after the boys, but from my point of view, just split. The biggest concerns were firstly being there for Jodie and trying to remain really as positive as possible, and I think everyone was trying to remain as positive as possible and help her with whatever she needed helped out with. But I also had the other concern about, I've had two little boys, and both had different needs. Ben is too young to understand what was going on. Jamie isn't. He understood fully well that his mum wasn't well. I didn't really know about Clan, but one of the nurses in the ward spoke to us, and I was concerned about how I was going to actually talk to Jamie and what to say to him. And I don't know what I'm going to say to Jamie and tell him, how serious things are. And so I turned up at Clan, having come from the hospital, and I struggled to even tell the receptionist why I was here. One of the volunteers here spoke to me. I got a cup of tea, and then I got introduced to Tina. I really just wanted to help, and how I would go and speak to Jamie. And so we discussed it for a little while, and kind of got in my head what I was going to do. Gave myself a day just to make sure that I was happy with how I was going to speak to him, and then had to tell him. One of the things that Jamie and I both found is that you kind of feel like you're the only one. He certainly felt he was the only child in that position. We didn't know anybody else in the village that we live in. There was nobody in his group of friends who had lost a parent. So to get involved with Clan, I think that was really important for him to see that there was other people going through the same thing as what he was going through. He wasn't alone in trying to deal with it. And putting him in touch with other kids who were going through that has been really helpful to him. He gets upset at nights, and I think it's helped him deal with that and understand that it's okay to be upset at night, and that there is people there that will listen to him and understand that he is upset and he just wants to speak about stuff, or sometimes he just wants a cuddle. The only person I would normally have spoken to about how I felt about anything was Jodie, and it certainly wouldn't have been a stranger. I wouldn't have entertained that idea. So when I did come into Clan, I ended up speaking with Anne-Marie. It was just somebody to speak to who understood, and that's helped so much in terms of trying to come to terms with things over the last few months. I can't say enough about how much she's helped me. It's difficult to look at the past because at the moment it's quite upsetting. It's quite difficult to look at the future because it's equally upsetting because Jodie's not part of it. When my youngest Ben gets a little bit older, I still don't know how that's going to be. You know, what questions he's going to have. But I know that really whatever we face, we do have support from Clan and from Tina, from Anne-Marie, and from the people that they work with. For Jamie and I, it's certainly ensured that we are open and able to speak about everything, and you know, in terms of us moving forward, that's been an enormous thing. And that sort of service is just totally invaluable. As I say, I don't know where we would be as a family if we didn't have that help and support to try and get us through. That shoulder to cry on, or sometimes to laugh with, but just somebody to talk to.